NFT-based land sales are super hot right now, and there are a lot of projects that are offering lands for you to buy right now in pre-sale. Today, I'm actually going to take a look at one of the newest offerings and let you know whether I think it's actually going to be a good idea to purchase in this pre-sale or not. Crypto friends, thanks again for joining me. So today we're talking all about virtual land, NFT land. Now this is something that I talk about a lot on this channel, and so if you're into NFTs or any of these gaming projects that I have been involved with, then you'll definitely know a little bit about virtual land. If you don't know anything about virtual land, this is a great video to start. I'm going to give you a quick primer, and then we're going to jump into the product today, and I'm going to talk about whether I think this latest land sale from Alien Worlds is going to be a land sale that you want to get on, or maybe a land sale you want to pass by. So make sure you stick around to find that out. But before we get started, if you're not already a part of my community of stashers, you don't need to have a mustache to join, but you need to love learning about cryptocurrency with the community, and you can sign up and join in my Telegram link below. All right, so let's talk a little bit about virtual land. So some people who may not be in this industry may be a little bit confused by virtual land and what it actually is. What does virtual land even mean? So just like we have digital assets and digital items in video games, things like a sword or armor or a gun that can be traded back and forth using NFTs. There's also many of these worlds that are now being created that have actual land that is part of the game as well, that is also tokenized. And this land has multiple different uses depending on what game it is. And so it can give you benefits for playing in the game, or for getting some sort of passive income, or allowing you to create some sort of unique experience on that own piece of land, in addition to the fact that you can also buy and sell these lands on a marketplace, right? Just like you would in any other NFT or any other digital game asset out there. So a virtual land is typically, here what we're talking about is an NFT based, it's a non-fungible token that allows you to do something inside of one of these games that we're talking about here. And right now these virtual land offerings have been incredibly hot. So we've seen this being kicked off by games like Decentraland, and then being carried here in recently with projects like Cryptovoxels, Somnium Space, and one of my favorites, the Sandbox. And then we've seen some of the latest ones like Axie Infinity and Splinterlands also jump on the virtual NFT based land sales. And now today we're actually talking about Alien Worlds, which is one of the newest card-based NFT games that has been launched on the Wax blockchain, but also has some history on Ethereum, which we'll talk about as well. So these virtual land sales, like I said, they give you different benefits depending on what the game is and what's going on in the game. So we're going to talk about what that means for Alien Worlds, and if you should be getting in on this land sale, or if it's something you should be passing by. Now let's go take a little bit look at what Alien Worlds is real quick, and then talk about the land itself. So here is the Alien Worlds website, and I love how they right up front, DAOs in space. That's pretty cool. They have kind of an old school looking thing going on here. I love the retro throwback to the design here. So Alien Worlds is an NFT based game that allows you to do a couple of things, right? So one of the main things here is in this game is that you mine, right? So you can mine, and that's where these lands are going to come in here and be very valuable. But you can also fight. So you have a bunch of NFTs, you have your avatars, you also have weapons that you can use that are NFT based, as well as tools that are NFT based, right? So you can mine, right, to be able to get passive income from mining. Through the actual native currency, which is Trillium. So they have their own native currency within the game that you can mine. You can also fight to earn Trillium, right? So you can fight in the Thunderdome, right, to be able to get Trillium with your NFT cards. You can also stake your Trillium, right, to be able to earn more rewards. And you can use that Trillium to then vote. And the voting is actually a pretty big deal when it comes to governance. A lot of times you talk about these tokens where it's like, oh, it's a governance token. Great, perfect. Let me stick $1 million in liquidity on Uniswap with this. But really, this one actually has some pretty good, governance, right? Because the governance is actually going to, and the voting is going to help you to decide what each planet is going to be doing. So that's kind of Alien Worlds in a very quick nutshell. There's a lot behind the scenes when it goes on to look into the actual details of the different rarities of cards, the different levels of their power-ups, how they will fight together in the Thunderdome. We're not going to cover that in this video, but we are going to cover the actual land sale that is happening right now. This land sale is actually dropping on December 4th, and there's only going to be a total of 3,000 lands available in this sale. So there, and that's actually, and that's actually, you know, most of the lands that will ever be created in Alien Worlds, period. So there will only ever be 3,343 lands created in Alien Worlds, and 3,000 of them are going to be sold in this land sale coming up on December 4th. So kind of looking here, they have a pretty good like little you know, roadmap here that tells you exactly what's going on with the land sale and kind of some of the keys here. So you can see this amount of land is going to be distributed over 6 different planets. Each planet has like a different amount of like a different feel to it, right? And they all have different land types, right? So there's 20 different types of land that range from things like mushroom forest and methane swampland and sandy desert. Right, so you have a bunch of different attributes you can get, and so with this land sale, it's versus some of these other land sales that we've seen in places like the Sandbox. You don't know where what planet you're going to be on. It's a random chance, right? So you're going to get a land pack, and a land pack will have one guaranteed land in it, and it'll also have some additional NFTs in that pack as well. So it's going to be definitely random what you're going to be getting, so you can't go after a certain world or a certain land type. It'll just be randomly distributed in the pack when you buy them. And so some of the benefits to owning a land, being a landowner in this game, are the fact that you get to dictate how the planet that you have your land on is going to you know, the rules, right? The governance rules for that planet. And so what that really means is you get to dictate with your voting the time between mining calls, right? So how quickly someone can mine on the planet. And because each day each planet receives a payout in Trillium, right, the native base currency, and that then Trillium then goes that daily Trillium goes to where that planet has voted, right? So they can vote to say that we want to give all the rewards to miners, or we want to give all the rewards to landowners, or we want to you know, do this amount of you know, Trillium that this land is going to generate per each time you mine it, right? Or the probability that users receive an NFT on each mining time that they actually mine. So because not only can you mine Trillium, but you also have a chance to get NFT drops while you mine as well. So voting is a pretty important thing. So if you're a landowner, you get to vote on these things for your planet and decide all those different benefits. And so, you know, if you have the best benefits, people might be coming to your planet exclusively just to mine on your land. And if they're mining on your land, you're going to receive rewards for people mining your territory, right? So you get 20% to start. You can adjust that to be lower or higher to try and incentivize people to come and mine on your land. And of course, you know, whoever's mining gets the lion's share of it, but you're at least getting a passive income, right, by holding this land. So if you buy land and you decide, I don't want to do anything but just hold some land here in Alien Worlds, you can earn Trillium by people just mining on your land. So a nice passive income or a way to play to earn here already built into Alien Worlds, which I love. So and one of the other unique aspects of this sale too is that Alien Worlds kind of exists both on the Wax blockchain and also in the Ethereum blockchain as well. So they're going to be offering these in both currencies, so you'll be able to buy in either Ethereum or in Wax, right? So that's actually a pretty interesting aspect that I haven't not seen here in one of these token sales before. Cross gaming play there. And so you can kind of see the breakdown of the Trillium token and how much is going to where. And you know, the fact that you know, you earn a passive Trillium yield from your land. It's also required for a shop front, which is something I didn't mention. They're scarce, right? So there's a very low supply of these. And then there's some other aspects here of the land roadmap that are talking about, well, what's a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So we're just in phase 1 right now. We're not even phase 1 actually. We're just getting started with the pre-sale. But you can see they have a pretty good roadmap outlined here for what's going to happen with your land. Now, as we talked about before, land is scarce. It's also a starting point. So the land terraform is coming to the metaverse. Landlords can develop their land, host immersive parties, and charge fees. So similar to like the Sandbox or other places like Decentraland, you'll be able to do something on your land and charge a fee for people to be able to do something exclusively on that in particular land. So landlords earn trillion passively, like I said, by mining, and none of our other NFTs operate this way, which is pretty cool. So that's why there's quite a few incentives to buying this land. And so if you look at the actual land sale here, this is the sale pack. One of the things I will say right now that is important, and what leads me to believe that this would be a sale I would want to get in on, is one, they've sold out all of their other sales. So you can see here, they've already held 3 pack sales, and all of these pack sales have already sold out. Now, this is not the case with a lot of these projects, and I think Alien Worlds, in comparison to a lot of other Wax projects, has done pretty well. So they've sold out all these other sales, and the next sale you can see is the land pack, 8 items. 1 is always going to be a land. The others 7 are going to be different NFTs from the game, right? So you're always getting a guaranteed land in these packs. And you can see the rates for opening here: 60%, 3% common, 25% rare, 10.3% epic, and 1.5% legendary, with 0.2% being mythic. And so I'm not sure if those are going to actually apply to the lands themselves, but I think so. And they also definitely apply to the existing NFTs out there. So you can see that they're having both these in a sale in Wax and in Ethereum. So you'll be able to buy in either, right? But I think that in particular there's advantages to buying on the Wax blockchain right now, because that is where they're going to be minted first, from what I know here. So when we talk about, well, is this something you want to buy, Stash? Why would you want to get in on this land sale? Well, me personally, I always look for opportunities here where the numbers make sense. Now, there's been a lot of projects that have gone out there and they say, oh, we got this many packs, or we put out this many packs, and the numbers don't make sense. In particular, some of the recent Garbage Pail Kids, I feel like the amount of packs that they've been putting out has just been too much, and they've oversaturated the market. Now, with Alien Worlds, I think they've done a really good job in reining it in, not putting out too many lands, not making too much available, so they are incredibly rare, and there's something you do want to get your hands on, versus some of these other projects that have put out quite a bit of supply, and therefore where it seems like a really good buy up front because there's a lot of hype. When all the lands are eventually then sold, there's so much extra supply and not enough people that want to hold these lands or do something with them, that the price starts coming down, and you just start to have a slow bleed out. So I think with this amount of supply for Aliens World lands at about 3,000, I think that's a really good small number that means that yes, this is a signal to me that I would want to get in on this pre-sale. On top of the fact that we know that they've sold out all the other pre-sales as well. So 2 really great factors, and that for me would say, yes, I would want to get in on this pre-sale and buy some Alien World lands. I'm definitely going to be picking up at least 1 land, and that's to be whether I'm going to be jumping on doing any more than just 1 remains to be seen here. I'll definitely talk about it here in a future video. But based upon the actual numbers here, it does look like it's going to be a good buy and worth at least maybe just picking up 1 if you're not going to speculate on a bunch of lands to hold for the future. This definitely seems like a pretty good buy based upon the facts we've gone over today. So is this worth land sale? Yeah, I think so. I would recommend the Alien Worlds land sale because of those factors. If this is a game that you actually want to play, or a game that you think is going to go off. Now, as far as the overall game itself, that is something that you definitely need to take in consideration, take in what your risk factors is. There are a lot of games popping up that will throw out a bunch of NFT sales. They'll do fairly well, but not every. I'll tell you right now, and be honest, not every one of these games is going to make it, guys. So you need to be very careful on where you invest your land, or where you invest your money into land or into NFTs in any of these gaming projects, because you do need to take in consideration there is risk there in the long term. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video on Alien Worlds and on land sales in general. Let me know in the comments what you think about Alien Worlds if you're already playing. And that's all we have for today, folks. Until next time, stash that crypto, friends.